Hi, it's Lynn Shuck, Healing and Balance. We're going to be doing a progression of basically a kind of push-up because honestly, Chaturanga Dandasana is like a push-up. There are all sorts of rules about Chaturanga Dandasana, and a lot of us just don't have the strength to be doing that. So here's a bunch of ways you can start, and I'm going to go from easiest to hardest without ever getting to Chaturanga. As you learn these, you can hold with the arms fully extended. You can work to bend a little bit. You can bend completely and come back, or bend to wherever you bend and hold there. Any of those are ways to build strength and endurance. So let's start. The first way, the easiest place, would be to do it at a wall. You would step your feet back a little bit and keep this long line from head to heels. And as you come toward the wall and come away from the wall, you want to make sure your head's not leading. You want to make sure you're not sinking into your lower back. And you also want to make sure that as you push away from the wall, you don't pull your shoulder blades apart and around your upper back. So shoulder blades are going to stay on the back regardless. As you go into more and more of an angle, lowering the hands more and more, you'll notice that your heels probably come off the floor. Fine, this is not about your heels. This is about your upper body and your core. So that's the first place, is on the wall or on something high. This counter is like bar height, so it's easier for me to show you this here using this than turning my back to you. You can't really see what I'm doing there. So you can progress from that to something lower, say your bathroom counter, or your kitchen counter, or even a dining table. Now I have a piece of furniture over here that's kind of got a sharp edge on it, so it's not real comfortable for my hands. So I'm gonna put a blanket over the edge of that so that I can put my hands on it without it cutting into my hands so much. And so you can see I'm already at a much steeper angle than I was at the wall, and my heels start off the floor. And again, I'm gonna bend my elbows and come toward this and back up. Notice I'm not going all the way. And the only reason I'm not going all the way is because it's not a great place for me to work. It's too close to the wall, and my elbows actually need to go out to the side for me to control it. And they can't because there's a wall there. So for me to keep my elbows in, it's too much strain on my shoulders. Which brings us to another question. Where do the elbows go? If you're working on keeping the shoulder blades on your back, start with that because we want to keep the shoulders protected. Those shoulder joints are pretty unstable. So let the elbows go where they need to as you're building this strength. When you get a lot of strength, you'll be able to pull those elbows in without creating too much strain in the shoulders. But first we have to strengthen the shoulders. So let the elbows do what they do. Mine go out and a little back when they bend. That's what they do. If you were looking from the front, they go out. They don't go back. If my elbows go back, my shoulders go forward, and it's just too much strain on my shoulders. So my demonstration on here doesn't show me lowering all the way because I need to let my elbow go out and there's a wall in the way. So the next place you could do this, other than a low piece of furniture, is lowering even further. And at this point, we start to use yoga props. So I'm gonna come onto my mat and I'm gonna start with my blocks at their highest height, so they're tower height. They're out near the edge of my mat. I want my shoulders over my wrists and my knees back behind me so that I'm again in a straight line, but now instead of from head to feet, I'm from head to knees. And so I'm gonna work here. And you can see I'm going much lower even though this is a more challenging version for me. My elbows are able to go out to the side. I could work lower still by turning them to boombox height. I could go lower still, putting them candy box height. Or I could remove them entirely, but I'm staying on my knees. And you can see it's hard for me to push back up. Part of that is because I've tried to film this video too many times and I'm a little tired. But that's where my hardest work is right now. Why would I suddenly go onto my toes and expect myself to do 20 of those or to go down and hold if doing it on my knees is that challenging? So you can work wall height, you can work lower piece of furniture, you can work on blocks, and you can work on the floor. Make sure that when you come to blocks or floor or any of these heights, that from head to knees is a straight line if you're on the floor. And if you're up on your feet, head to feet is a straight line. We don't want the butt going back. We don't want the head going forward. I think that's everything. Wall, lower furniture, or you could use the third or fourth step on stairs if you have stairs, or down on the floor on blocks, or down on the floor on the floor. Try moving forward and back like a push-up. Try holding with the arms extended. Try holding with the arms bent. Even if they're just bent an inch, that'll build some strength. You don't have to do the biggest thing, the furthest you can do it, to be building strength and endurance. And we want to really protect these shoulders. So just for now, let the elbows do what they do. We'll work on getting them in when you have the strength for it. That's everything. Play with all these variations, see what they do for you. Okay.